Shark Tank Revolution, where we always kick out at 2.
We are your hosts.
The benevolent, intelligent, Donnie Wonderful, and
The impeccable, always there, Joey Business. And we are your excited hosts tonight because we're doing something a little different. Since AEW is putting on unbelievable content this week, we decided, since we weren't able to do this for Dynamite, that we would get it for part 2. And we're doing our commentary for our podcast live as we're watching it. So you're getting the actual feels of what we feel. And what I feel right now, who the hell staged this card? What are they doing? Like Punk and Hobbs, yeah, that's not main event. But why isn't this the main event? Tell me what the hell is going to main event.
So, all right, questionable booking. Because before we actually started recording, we've had probably about a half an hour dialogue with just multiple tangential things, as you all may know about us. But they started Dynamite with Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega. So are they firing their most impactful cannon first on both nights? I think so. So
blowing their load right away. Agreed.
Yeah, so this makes me question, how are they going to end tonight?
I have no idea. A return or a debut?
Oh, I hope not.
I don't either. Yeah.
I hope not. I see returns and debuts, I think, are more effective on live shows.
Right, a pay-per-view. Agreed. And plus, I don't know how I would have avoided any spoiler if there was a big debut. It would have been everywhere. So I don't think so. But what the hell's going to main event? Please tell me not Jericho and Hager versus Men of the Year. I'll be pissed if that's the main event.
I don't know. Maybe it's that 8-man tag or that 14 tag with the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, or Moxley and Kingston versus
yeah versus
Lance Archer and his name,
the Japanese legend. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm drawing a blank on his name.
But, I don't know.
But yeah, okay. So I know they filmed this Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
But again, how do you lead off with the AEW championship match first?
Which is crazy, yeah. And the other thing is, you got to remember, Dynamite was live. So it would be 10 o'clock when this started on Wednesday. So you had Punk and Powerhouse Hobbs, and you're already at 10:30. So booking-wise, you just had Britt Baker, and then that was kind of like, in all honesty, as much as I love Britt Baker, it was a break. If you're at a 4-hour show, it was the midpoint. It was like it was the lowdown. This Punk and Hobbs, by the way, I give it a 2. Nothing against Punk. It didn't set my world on fire, but Punk looks unbelievable. Like he hasn't missed a step, so that's positive.
Oh yeah. You know what? Let's talk about that match. I mean, you already led off with ranking it a 2 count. I'm gonna do the same. I probably missed the first. Would you say what? 5 minutes of it?
And that's something like that. It wasn't that long.
But listen, aside from the Hurricane Rana botch, everything looked great, and Hobbs was presented as a powerhouse the way that I thought he would. I think CM Punk working with the young talent, as we were talking before we recorded, CM Punk working with the younger talent and coaching them through these matches is really giving them an opportunity to learn the psychology of wrestling, the way it should always be presented. I don't think CM Punk has a bad match ever in his whole AEW career going forward. And even like I said earlier before we actually recorded, like 5 years from now, we're going to be saying that CM Punk Darby Allin match is aged well. That CM Punk Powerhouse Hobbs match really aged well. That CM Punk Absolute Ricky Starks match aged well. Watch, you guys see it. Mark my words.
Absolutely, I agree. I think he's going to be on a renaissance. I think both him and Bryan. But Bryan has already made it very clear. This contract for 3 years is it. He's done. And he doesn't want to wind down. He wants to go blow out all the way for 3 years, no stopping. Hopefully he can. If he wrestles the way he wrestled against Omega, I can't see his body holding up every single time. But hopefully I'm wrong. So right now we got Christian Cage coming out, right? And he's going to be with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I call Christian Cage Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus on it. Wait, Adam Cole is in this.
So wait a minute. Okay, so I want to raise this question to you. CM is obviously doing great in his first 2 matches. Big comeback, 7-year absence. Brian Danielson. Big hype. Lived with us far. 1 match in, we can already see great things. Christian Cage came back after a 7-year absence too. Why do I feel the same way about his booking?
His booking's all over the place. That's why. It's all over the place. It started with him going at Kenny Omega, and he was good enough to beat him once, but then couldn't beat him.
Did he start Matt Hardy first?
No, I thought he started with Omega. Like his first night in, he went like right face to face with Omega. But you're right. He started with Matt Hardy as a match, and then he went against Omega in like a mini feud. Well, no, actually a feud. I mean, he took one of the belts from him. So, but now he's kind of like pushed off. Their booking is all over the place. I will agree with you.
But wait,
I talent is stellar.
Hang on, I do want to raise this point to you that originally wasn't supposed to be Christian Cage. That was supposed to be Hangman Adam Page before he left for paternity leave.
Right.
So without Adam Page going to paternity leave, what is Christian Cage doing now? What is his storyline now if Adam Page doesn't leave for paternity? Like what
Yeah.
I like Christian Cage. Christian Cage is just as talented as a CM. Like he can have those matches. He's well trained. He's an experienced vet. A Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if he's Hall of Fame yet.
Okay, then he definitely should be. I mean, the Canadians can mainly all. I don't know a bad Canadian that can't wrestle, honestly. So I mean, like with that being said, where is Christian Cage's classic match that'll age well in AEW? Where is that?
I don't know yet. He hasn't had it yet. And he's pulling double duty. He's the Impact champion. So, like, with the Forbidden Door and all that, like, they go back and forth. But I don't know. Like you said, they have bipolar booking. I will agree with you with that because they have, to me, by far and away, the most talented roster in the business, top to bottom.
Are we giving them that title by default? Because I mean, like WWE is literally letting some great talent go.
I know, but like you can't argue that they have amazing talent still.
Which is true. But 6 months ago, would you have said that?
Would I have said that AEW had the best roster? No, I wouldn't have.
2 months ago, would you have said AEW has the best roster?
It would be close. It would be close. But the acquisition of Cole, Bryan, Punk, just that big 3 put them far and away. Like, it's complete game changer, stratosphere. And so far, they've all delivered. Like, listen, Cole's first match was with Kazarian, and it was a damn good match.
It was.
And obviously this is going to be a good match. It'll be about 35 super kicks, but it will be a good match.
And it's going to be about 45 minutes. So it's roughly, 10:30 now? I expect this match to be over about 11:15. It's the Bucks.
I agree. Which is why it's confusing to me.
Super kick. They got the double super kick already.
Yep. But this is why it's confusing to me because people are going to be exhausted after this match, most likely, like as far as crowd energy goes. So again, now you're leading with I don't even know what they got for the main event. I'm just speculating. I have no idea.
It's
Maybe
got to be Moxley and Kingston. They're in New York.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably very right. Because what else could it be? You know. So yeah, just weird though. Weird booking. I didn't even see the friggin' Good Brothers. Where'd they come from?
They came from the hot dog stand.
Like seriously, they just walked from behind the guardrail. They didn't walk out with any. Ooh, nice kick. Very nice. I mean, we all know we want to see Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy 1-on-1. That's the match we want to see out of this, for sure. That will light people up. But we will.
Okay, like, is it? Do you think it's too early for that?
For them two to hook up 1-on-1?
Yes.
Yeah, I would save it for Full Gear.
I like it. I see. AEW has some great pairing. Who would have thought that just by three big acquisitions could generate so many fantasy pairings? And now I appreciate now at this very moment I can appreciate them putting Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega on first because they got straight to it. This is what we all wanted to see for a long time. And they dove head in. So I mean head first. So I mean but like Adam heel versus heel, Adam Cole versus MJF.
Yeah.
Great. Adam Cole versus Darby Allin's gonna be phenomenal.
Oh my God, dude. While we're on a commercial, may I take the time to appreciate the fact that MJF's parents even lived the gimmick for him? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Dude, they went to Dynamite with a sign that said, "We are MJF's parents, and don't worry, we hate him too." And oh my God, they've put out nothing but posts constantly of like, "Please somebody beat our son. He's too unbearable." This and that. Like it's just hilarious. And like he's like, "Fuck you, mom." It's like holy crap. But MJF is probably. I don't know why I'm not giving it to him. He's definitely in the top two promos in the business right now.
Top two? The top two? Who's a better promo than MJF in the business?
Right now, from my view,
just say Roman Reigns.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not saying Roman. Um, uh, I would say CM Punk.
No, 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 no. You don't get to go away for 7 years when we heard no promos. Okay, fine. Who's had the better promo in the last 2 years? MJF or CM Punk?
Oh, that's bullshit. Like,
cool. Now that we established that, who's had the better promo in the promos in the last year? MJF or CM Punk?
You're right.
Thank you very much.
Dude, that promo leading up to Dynamite when he's like, "Mr. Pillman, let me talk to you." He's like, "Oh, who am I kidding?" I was like, "Holy shit, that was other level."
That golden. See, listen, if I can watch your promo and say, "Damn, why haven't I never thought about doing that?" Or if I say that's something I would love to do, that's a promo. Or that's something I would love to say. That's an incredible promo.
Yeah, no, absolute fire. Like I was blown away.
Yeah, the only person I thought that actually said something wittier than MJF, and that's kind of by default because I don't think they cut a promo on them. But when Max Caster came out what he say? You want to kiss my diamond ring or something like that. Like Max Caster had a witty line. I thought that was funny, but like that's his shtick. But anybody else on the mic, No.
No, you're right. And you're such a thumper for both of these guys. Like,
Oh, I love. Hey. You know I love me some Max Caster. You know I love me some Platinum Max.
yeah, of course you do. And I like him too. He's got a great upside. He
Sure.
really does.
Oh, damn, yeah. Jungle Boy's so athletic, man.
Oh, he's crazy athletic. When he first came in, because I've never heard of him other than AEW, when he first came in, I didn't expect much from him. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's Luke Perry's son. Like, it was like a novelty thing. I was like, he's not going to be any good. Dude, he's amazing. He's unbelievable, like, easily one of their top stars. Easily. And he's only going to get better.
Do you think that the Lucha Bros lose the tag belts to Jurassic Express?
Um, yeah, I think that's a possibility. Very
If
high possibility.
if there was a tag team that was if there was any tag team that was up next, would it not be them? God damn, how many kicks then? All right, I know we're not keeping count on the
I
kicks today.
know I'm not.
Good lord, a
No,
lot of kicks.
right. And you add in Adam Cole, who's a super quick repertoire too. It's just going to be crazy.
What does HBK think of this? Like, what does HBK think of everybody using his finisher as a common move now?
I know. Well, Jake the Snake with the DDT, right?
But nobody delivers the DDT like Jake the Snake.
Absolutely nobody. Oh, that was a botch. Or I don't know. Dude, that freaking roundhouse by Luchasaurus is insane. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Double super kick.
Yeah. I know it's not the match we're watching right now, but I want to take the time to try to figure this out. Why the hell so much hate for Cody Rhodes? Like, damn, he got booed out of the building.
He worked as a heel at the end. He like the oh okay, so yeah, that booking made no sense with Arn Anderson getting hit off the. I don't like that. I
Yeah.
I I just thought that was pointless to put in. And like I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, you know what? Cody should never, in my opinion, I thought Cody was going to be over forever because he's large. And I said this to you in the chat. I think he's largely responsible for us getting what we have with AEW.
Oh, no Cody, no AEW.
Exactly. He's I mean, we know that the Bucks and Kenny Omega, like we know their executive statuses, but like Cody outside of I knew Cody Rhodes before Tony Khan.
100%. And
Right. As far as being the face.
right. This don't come together without Cody Rhodes. And that's the funny thing. Like, to me, like, this isn't a Jarrett situation where he started his own promotion and booked himself to be champion like 95 times. And Cody Rhodes is taking himself out of the title picture, the main title picture, because it's the first thing everyone's like, oh, Cody Rhodes is the first champ. And he took him out of it. Like, why the hate? I don't get it. Is it just the New York crowd? Will this continue on other shows next week? Because they booed him like John Cena got booed with RVD.
No, that was different. Okay, so the story time with that one. They were at the Hammerstein Ballroom. My uncle at the time worked concierge in a building. I guess the building is like connected to a hotel. Very weird, whatever. But I remember he was telling me the guy that brought the sign that said, "If John Cena wins, we riot,"
Right.
was staying there, and he was riling people up even before the event started. So that was a ECW crowd all the way, and that was like at the heat, the height of people's hatred towards the forced babyface push of John Cena. And to his credit, I thought he handled that very well. Even with the narrowing aisle that he had to walk down, how he walked down the aisle with the belt raised above his head, looking down the whole entire time was great. Like nobody, I don't think anybody can adjust to crowd reactions better than John Cena.
I agree with that too. Definitely.
Shirt out, he threw his shirt out. They threw it back.
Yeah, and the thing is with him, like he like it was just a bloodthirsty crowd, and it was a revolt against the WWE version of the ECW product. For one night, you got the real, or as close as you were gonna get, real ECW back, and I thought that was great. And the funny thing about it is, if you go back and watch that match, I've rewatched it multiple times. Cena actually starts winning the crowd over towards the end because the match is really, really well done. He starts just like when he was in Chicago against Punk. They were 110% behind Punk for Money in the Bank. But by the end of that match, which is still one of my all-time favorite WWE matches, still to this day, friggin', they were even chanting for Cena and popping for like major stuff because he won them over with the work rate and the body of the work of the match. So yeah, good talent can do that and overcome it. But Cody Rhodes definitely seemed blindsided. I don't know if you caught it. He seemed blindsided. I was completely blindsided. I thought far and away he was the face. And like the way the crowd reacted was Malachi Black was totally the face on that one.
Because towards the end he was working he was working as a heel, but you
Yep.
know, okay, so to bring it back to what we're seeing now, I'm not sure if you have a delay, but the match is over on my side. Did you catch the ending?
Oh yeah. I
Okay,
think I have like a 10-second delay.
so I would like you brought it up earlier how Adam Cole and Jungle Boy would be great. It looks like that's probably going to happen, or they're leaning towards going that direction. I like see this is smart booking. If you're going to have the heel team win, who are they going to beat here? Are they going to beat the veteran Christian Cage?
Right.
Are they going to beat the future in Jungle Boy
Right.
or Luchasaurus?
Very unexpected to beat Luchasaurus.
The problem I have with that, okay, the only problem I have with them beating Luchasaurus, Luchasaurus physically looks is physically larger than everybody in that ring, with the
Yeah,
with the exception of Christian. Luchasaurus makes the Young Bucks and Adam Cole look like schoolgirls, and they just beat them.
I know. And like that was the quickest match I've ever seen the Bucks in. Ever.
Oh yeah. It's 10:43.
Okay, so what do you give it? I give it 2.5.
I give it a two. I give it a two. It's solid, man. I liked it. You give it a near fall.
I do. Yeah, I give it a near fall. But when was the last time I gave a Bucks match that had them in it anything under a 3 or a 3.5? This is the first
Which
time.
is which is amazing because I last time I checked in wrestling, 1, 2, 3, the match is over. But you're going over that.
Dude, some matches warrant 4 counts, and some insane matches warrant 5 counts.
I mean,
And
the
yeah,
King Kong Bundy rule. I'm just thinking, like one of these days we're really gonna have to narrow down our ranking system. But I love how bipolar it is.
me too. Not just the booking. So, but
What?
so while we're on commercial, speaking
Uh-huh.
of CW, what is your take on Tommy Dreamer's situation? How do you feel?
I thought he said I thought the comments he made, like they definitely were insensitive. Um, like I just think he was in the moment trying to look out for his boy. It's one of those things where it's like, all right, look, I'm gonna sink with the Titanic because he's my friend until the ship starts going down. It's like, oh shit, hey,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, I I don't It was malicious. I just don't think. I think he meant well, but you can't make an argument for him with what he said.
No,
It's
no, yeah,
like
exactly.
it's like I can. I'm judging him. I'm trying to judge him by what I believe his intentions were,
Hmm.
but
Same.
his comments make it. His comments doesn't give me any evidence that his intentions were to be anything but malicious.
Right, and the comparison was
Feel
ridiculous.
like but
That
since like, I've
stupid.
been watching him for years, I feel like I know him, and I feel like like he's not known to be that way. So that's the best way I can describe that.
Yeah, and the thing is, unfortunately, you know, he's nuclear now. I don't think he's going to get anywhere for a long time because cancel culture is a strong thing in today's society, and people don't forget right away. Same with Ric Flair. I think he is shot for a while. Like Comic Cons won't even have him right now. I don't know if you caught that.
Well, I
Comic
mean,
Con dropped him, and he's
it's
supposed to come to AEW. By the way, he was
no,
going to the contract.
I doubt that's happening. But like I would revive Tommy Dreamer before Ric Flair. I think and Ric Flair has denied the allegations that they happened. But I think that Tommy Dreamer should be granted more grace and forbearance than Ric Flair.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so it's not Men of the Year versus Jericho and Hager. I think you're 100% right. It's going to be Kingston and Mox.
Yeah, they're in New York, of course.
Yeah. So the other thing, though, is here's my take on it. And, I don't pander to people, but here's what I think. Do I think it happened the way it was described on Vice? Not 100%. And here's what struck me as odd. Before this particular comment was made, I would agree with it. But when they said that what's called the flight attendants hung around with the talent all week long for the tour and partied with them and did all this crap, behind the scenes, I'm thinking that ain't a flight attendant's job. That's like an agent's job. So my thinking is this particular woman came back from maternity leave, wanted to have some excitement. She was partying with them all week, probably with Ric Flair mainly. And when he came on the plane, time to go home, he's drunk and he can't differentiate how they acted with each other all tour versus the professional side. What he did was still wrong, but he got away with it for years because he's Ric Flair and people thought it was a joke. However, do I think he assaulted her? That's a tough case without any hard evidence. Do I think Scott Hall assaulted her? Yes, that's ridiculous. That is crazy. But I don't see anyone out there saying cancel Scott Hall. Like he physically assaulted the woman. That's nuts. And the other thing is, this woman took a settlement many years ago, right? She took a settlement. And my thing on that particular situation has always been because I've been a victim of it myself when I was very little. My situation on that has always been the moment you take a paycheck for your pain, you compromise your principles. You are not a victim, you are a customer. Your silence was bought. That's the way I feel. And so her silence was bought years ago, and now she's telling the story again. And the best part about it was I sent you what came out about her. So there's two sides to every story. And people go, oh, what does her being a jewel thief and wanted have to do with anything? Well, first of all, credibility. It shows you that she's not this virtuous human being that, with a halo. So things can be called into question.
That's not how she was being portrayed, though. Like, like I get what you're saying, but like, I thought that she was accountable in even saying what you mentioned when you take a settlement, because she said in the Dark Side of the Ring documentary of this, he said when you take a settlement, you essentially they purchase your silence. And like I'm not sure if she do you sign like an NDA or something like that? I'm not. I'm
Probably
not sure.
has an expiration.
Well, yeah. Then if it has an expiration, then it's fair game, right?
Right. Well, you have to at least think people have already combed over that in their head. If there was an NDA signed, this woman would be in all kinds of litigations right now. I'm guessing there wasn't an NDA. They were probably just like, hey, let's make this go away. And they slapped money at it. And I'm betting, definitely betting in 2002, it was a decent amount of money. Probably in the, not millions, but in the vicinity of like 200 or 300K, maybe even more, just to make
But
it go away that quick.
but do you think what Scott Hall did was worse than what Ric Flair did?
Well, he physically assaulted her. I mean, if you believe the thing that he was bombed out of his mind and all that, but he still put actual hands.
Scott Hall, like, oh, I hate to say that. I hate to say that. Damn it, I hate to say it. But like, if you heard a rumor that Scott Hall was bombed out of his mind, you're likely to believe it. No disrespect to Scott Hall. I met Scott Hall. He's a great guy, and like great interactions with him and all of that. But I mean, his demons were very well documented. I'm not saying like I'm not trying to to put a you know I'm not trying to level out the accusations because I don't think anybody came out and said that they did it. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to put them on a scale. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
we have moms. Or if we have daughters, we're children, we have daughters. And I mean, you're gonna be mad either way. But like, if somebody said that they licked you versus somebody dangling their
Yeah.
genitals, like, which one is worse?
It's really hard to say. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I
Like,
think now thinking about it. But the other
yeah,
thing is,
like,
too, I'll say this: the way it was framed by Vice, I think it was meant to, because they like dirt. I think it was meant to put Ric Flair in that very heavy light. Because even her comments, to me, what I got out of it was like she just wanted, an apology and wanted to know why or whatever. Like she wasn't a damaged woman who is traumatized every day of her life. I didn't get that kind of thing out of it. But the other thing is, you know, I don't think you're going to see Vice continue next season. What wrestler's going to want to fucking do a documentary with them?
there's so no man. There's so much. This it's called the dark side of the ring. There's so many stories. I mean, listen, have they even talked about Dino Bravo yet?
No,
You know that's gonna come. Did they do one? I've seen so many of them. I don't even remember. Like you got the Von Erichs. You have
right?
God. I mean, did they do one on Owen? Oh yeah, they did do one on Owen Hart. They did do one on Owen Hart.
Yep.
Like
On that one.
sadly, like as much as we grew up loving the business and
Mm-hmm.
being fans of it and being smarks of it, like
Yeah,
there's so much tragedy around it.
of
Way
course.
too much tragedy around it. There's enough tragedy to go around.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's why
20.
that's why they're always going to be in business. Always. And they can always say, we reached out to the so and so person for a response and and they refuse or they've yet to respond or no reply. They always have that disclaimer that they can throw on throw on the lower thirds. So like there's always going to be this Vice special. They're never going to run out of stories.
Yeah, I just think Jericho's phone number is going to be blocked by anybody looking to
Don't
get
blame,
on.
don't blame Chris. He's doing the voiceover. Don't blame Chris.
Mm. They're going to
Everybody.
Chris Jericho. I don't want to answer this. I don't.
By the way, Chris Jericho is blow. Have you noticed? Oh, I hate to do this. I love Chris Jericho, but he always looked like he blows up like 5 minutes into the match.
I know he looks like it right now. He really does. He's still. Here's the thing, though. Even blown out,
I'm
he
paying to
still
see him.
somehow composes himself and always makes a spectacle and, works through the match, whatever. It's not like a Steiner situation where he's blown out 2 minutes into it with Triple H, and Triple H had to carry the entire match because he couldn't do a damn thing at that point. Yeah. This is the best match on the card so far, by the way, in my view.
Better than CM Punk, Powerhouse Hobbs?
Yeah, I think so. It's got more everything. It's crisper. I like it.
You know what? I
Unfortunately.
say I'm not a fan of picture in picture when they go to commercial, because I can never really concentrate on what I'm supposed to be concentrating on.
Right, because you
Maybe
got the damn commercial going.
maybe it's just me.
No. I feel exactly the same way. I get what they're trying to do, but it's not as effective as they think it is. It really isn't. That was the other thing too, if you notice. So with Dynamite, the first 30 minutes of the show, or 35 in that episode's case, they don't have to go to a commercial. So that's what I think also attributed to having them have Brian and Omega. They didn't want it broken up or segmented. Because if you remember, Ruby and Britt had like 2 commercial breaks. Not that it improved the match any with the pacing, but Brian and Omega, you could imagine being in the middle of that, and all of a sudden we got to go to a commercial, and you're missing chunks of it. You know what I mean? So I think that also attributed it.
That makes sense, because you do have to position your TV spots, because the sponsors pay. The sponsors pay a lot of money to be seen. So, so with that being said, I mean, the main event spot of the card, everybody wants to be in, but that was a situation where they put the most expendable match at the end so the sponsors can get their time. That's what that means. Yeah.
Think so. Because watch how many commercials Moxon or the main event, whatever it is going to have. Watch. There'll be at least 3 commercial breaks.
We'll count. We'll definitely count, because anytime the Young Bucks wrestle, there's not very much picture in picture. We're gonna get all those super kicks.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. So, um, this is pretty good.
This is. I want to bring up a point you made about Chris Jericho and his composure. You're absolutely right, and I'm glad you pointed that out and gave him credit on it. Like, despite him oh, please, Landon, good. Woo! That lion saw, every time he does it now, whew, he's 50 years old. But yeah, I definitely wanted to give you your props and kudos for mentioning that. Like, despite being blown up, like he's very well composed, and he's very much a professional wrestler. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was about to call him Jack Swagger. Jake Hager does do the running Vader bomb.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts me because Jericho's one of my very, very all-time faves. But I won't lie, he looks like a beached whale. Right now. He really does. No, he does. And it's scary because he turns purple like Brock Lesnar when he wrestles now because of high blood pressure or whatever. So
he's 50.
I know he's 50, but he's constantly living a rock star style, and he's doing rock star and wrestling same time, back to back, all the time. So something's got to give. But as long as we get him putting on the caliber of the match that we want in the end, I'm fine with it. Would it be better if he was aesthetically a little bit more shaped? Sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. When he signed with AEW and when he first won the title, he was in better shape, right?
I have to go back and look now. Like, I didn't notice. I guess, like, I was under the veil of seeing Chris Jericho the same way I've seen him since 1990.
Right.
5, 6, whatever it was. So I actually didn't notice how big he was until the basketball crowd mocked him on Twitter.
Yep. I remember that, actually.
So then I was like, you know what? Yeah, Chris is kind of more around. So, like, I would have to go back to even because remember, like he was doing those he was doing the promos from his home. Like at my palatial estate, sipping a little bit of the bubbly,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and he
Well,
looked in great shape to me.
that's what I'm
Oh,
saying. I
wait, is
think
that
like,
well? Time out.
damn it,
Oh, oh, here comes the MMA guys. I said Cain Velasquez.
I'll let them win. It was the right call. Jericho and Hager don't need it. Like Jericho definitely don't need it at this moment.
Is that Paige Van Zant?
Yeah, you're a little ahead of me. They're pulling in what's his name right now.
Masvidal. Who
Oh,
trusted that?
right.
Let me guess. Sage Northcutt's gonna come out too. Okay.
Yeah. Where's Kane?
Come on now. The MMA guys can strike better than that. They can strike. Yo, that's Paige Van Zant. What is going on? Is that Paige Van Zant?
Yeah, I believe so. It
I-
looks like her. Damn. But this guy who is, the manager for America's Top Team is such a goon. I
I can't
cannot
right
stand
now.
him.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, but I can't stand him. This looks terrible. This looks terrible. Those strikes are horribly choreographed. Like they are not terrible. Like look at those. Oh my god, those punches are so bad. Just fucking over the shoulder going down and those are horrible forearms. I know they got to go easy, but Jesus, it looks like you're freaking caressing him.
To her credit, her hands are registered deadly weapons. Oh,
She's
Chris
one legit.
cut. He's cut open.
Jeez,
What is this? Oh, I was about to say
damn,
Suzuki.
right? Paige is the only one who strikes look legit in this segment.
The lights out match will likely be next. Oh, Penelope Ford and Anna Jay. Where
That's
is
right.
Thunder Rosa?
I know. Why are they keeping her off the cards? She's been off for a couple weeks,
She's
maybe even.
over as Britt.
Yeah, she's definitely the one to challenge Britt next. I would say.